I wanted to share a little bit about Enoch's testimony regarding evil spirits. And Enoch was instructed in Enoch chapter 15:1 not to be afraid, spirit of fear. The Father above did not give us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound mind. And so we're not to be led by a spirit of fear. By the way, those can get through the masks, the attire of a thief and a robber, to be sure. One not seeking the unveiled face of our Father in heaven. I don't say that to be ornery. I really don't. There are times when it's beneficial to wear a mask. I don't know that I would say 2020 is indicative of that time. And certainly not if it's masking a spirit of fear and accommodating a spirit of fear, of irrational fear, if you will, of death, a sting which will not be escaped, or evaded. That is the reason you are here. And this is the realm of death. From dust you came, and to dust you will return. The end. So we're going to talk about the second death. Now that can be avoided, and when we embrace the gift of eternal life. But even in the changing in the twinkling of an eye, at the second coming for those who are faithful, is a death, a certain passing of the old and a transformation to the new. Enoch is told, "Fear not, Enoch, righteous man and scribe of truth. Come here and hear my voice." Would lying scribes like Enoch's voice, the scribe of truth? No, they wouldn't. And the pen of the lying scribes has rendered Enoch's proper eyewitness testimony to no effect. "Fear not, Enoch, righteous man and scribe of truth. Come here and hear my voice. Go and say to the watchers, hashtag the watchers, hashtag Golan Heights, hashtag 1967 borders, hashtag 33rd parallel, hashtag the occult. Go and say to the watchers of heaven who sent you to petition on their behalf. You should petition on behalf of humans and not humans in behalf of you. Why have you forsaken the high heaven?" A high heaven denotes a lower heaven, does it not? Sure. And Enoch's eyewitness testimony, affirmed by multiple angels, is that there are 10 layers, not simply 3, like your handlers in your religious institutions have approved for your seeking. You should petition on behalf of humans, not on behalf of you. You've forsaken the high heaven, the eternal sanctuary, the abode of the incorruptible. In this world, we are all sown into corruption, and yet we have the promise of being raised incorruptible. You have lain with women, these watchers, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken for yourselves wives, and done as the sons of the earth, and begotten for yourselves sons, giants. You were holy ones, spirits, living forever. With the blood of women you have defiled yourselves, and with the blood of flesh you have begotten or brought forth. And with the blood of men you have lusted, and you have done as they do, flesh and blood, who die and perish. Therefore I gave them women, that they might cast seed into them, and thus beget children by them, that nothing fail them on the earth. But you originally existed as spirits. In your canonical sources, this will be the part where they left their abode, and not existing anymore as simply spirits living forever and not dying for all the generations of eternity. Therefore, I did not make women among you. The spirits of heaven, in heaven is their dwelling, but now giants who were begotten by the spirits and flesh, that's where giants came from. Guys, look, if you're really struggling with this in your little sensibilities in your little whore church where you're hiding yourself and insulating yourself from the truth, look at what Hollywood is cramming down your throat at every arena. Hybridized beings are paramount in nearly every blockbuster movie. So set aside this. If your preacher, the hireling, doesn't want you to understand what is well affirmed in the Dead Sea Scrolls and what was commonly and widely universally accepted as foundational, and that before Moses. The spirits that have gone forth from the body of these giants, when these giants die, the spirits that have gone forth from the body of their flesh, they are evil spirits. So if you want to know where the evil spirits come from, the thing that would cause your tongue to reverberate improperly and foul, hashtag foul wind, evil speech. Those spirits, the ones the Messiah referenced, who say they leave a house, when he says they leave a house swept and go, and when you clean your house and reject those spirits, they leave the house and come back with 7 more evil than themselves. Those spirits that proceeded from giants, when the giant dies, that spirit, because it is neither wholly earthly nor heavenly, the spirits that proceed from those bodies are called evil spirits upon the earth. For from humans they came into being. Who did the Father give dominion of the earth to in the beginning? Humans. And from the holy watchers was the origin of their creation, not the humans, but these evil spirits. Evil spirits they will be called on the earth, and evil spirits they will be called. Evil spirits they will be on the earth, and evil spirits they will be called. The spirits of heaven, in heaven is their dwelling, but the spirits begotten on the earth is there. This is so important. When every foul, unclean spirit of the air is cast down, they have to agree to give al-Wahish, Arabic al-Wahish, the Assad family name, power to continue for 42 months. Why do they have to have a man doing their bidding? Because even at that point, they are on the chain that our Father has allowed them to have. You seek their occult ways? Welcome to the show. The occult ways are coming. And men will cry out again, as they did in the days of Noah, when they begin to see the fruit of this evil work, and their children and women are ravished and devoured and destroyed, and their bodies lie strewn about as dung. There's a 4-letter word for you from the prophet Jeremiah, as dung upon the earth, because they do not know the truth, because they turn and they bend in perpetual backsliding, and they say, peace, peace, Shabbat shalom, peace, peace, and lo, the Torah is with us in Jeremiah, but do not know the times. Therefore, he brings the lion, Arabic al-Assad, out of the thicket from the north to destroy the cities in which you trust. The handlers you grumble about that would muzzle you as oxen, as sheep and goats to the slaughter. The ones you grumble about that you appoint, the ones that you elect, your masters, your other mediators, your city handlers, your other intermediaries between you and the man seated at the right hand of power, the ones you elect, and you appoint them in a high place again, and then grumble about them, don't you? Don't you take the vote, the vow, the oath, and you scratch it out on a piece of paper and defile yourself so that later you can be held accountable, to be sure, for what you have, for the vow and the oath you took? Do you know that Mount Hermon is the mountain of the oath, whereby mutual agreement, these fallen watchers, Mount Hermon between Syria and Israel, agreed to enter into a deed and to do something wicked and dastardly. And they took an oath. It's the mountain of the oath, hashtag mountain of the oath, hashtag Mount Hermon, there on the shoulder thereof. The spirits of heaven in heaven is their dwelling, but the spirits begotten on the earth is their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants, they do violence. That's the spirits that when the giant dies, the spirit leaves their body. They do violence, they make desolate, they attack and wrestle and hurl upon the earth and cause illness. It says, though they eat nothing, but abstain from food and are thirsty and smite, these spirits rise up against the sons of men, and against women, for they have come forth from them. See the justice here? From the day of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the soul of whose flesh the spirits are proceeding, they are making desolate without judgment, only for a season. This is what Messiah was talking about at Mount Hermon, when he said, upon this rock I will build my assembly, and the gates of Sheol will not prepare. It is the place of judgment and torment for these wicked angels, that you can partake in if you like, or you can reject them and lean on the tried and true vine, the true branch, the stone that the builders rejected, the builders of the brick and mortar in your whore institutions on the street corner, where you hide and insulate yourself from the truth. You can lean on the staff, the rock, the stone, the man, the son of man and son of Adam, the seed of David, the root of David, and the offspring of David. You can lean on that one. Ooh, he's a warrior, the Holy One who did not see corruption, who was raised on the third day in the fulfillment to the promise of his ancestor and forefather David. Or you can lean on these other guys. Seems like to me the coast, you can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. That's what the guy on the radio said. I believe it. Thus they will make desolate until the day, these spirits, until the day of consummation of the great judgment. When the great age will be consummated, it will be consummated all at once. And now say to the watchers who sent you to petition on their behalf, who formerly were in heaven, folks, serve the great I exist or the great I am, and not the great I was. You were in heaven, and no mystery was revealed to you, but a stolen mystery you learned. You see, when man sinned and fell, death entered. Death entered, to be sure. And when death entered, nothing that would happen subsequently is going to remedy you from that sting, including your medicines, including your alchemy, including your essential herbs, including your essential oils, many of which can indeed have good attributes. But if we trust in those to try and help us escape the sting of death, which preceded these events, where the watchers taught these things to mankind, then we're looking to a being that is on its way to be damned and not paying our own wage, the wages of sin, which to be sure is death. Then we're a thief and a robber. Hard stop.